The adventure of the unbreakable something bond. I didn't see what it said. Speckled bond or something. Speckled band, my bad.
In a corner of that small, dark
narration.
room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath. In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound.
Grrr. There you go.
Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness.
What? He looks ridiculous.
He yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner, and he started.
We're getting Sholmes, because I guess copyright reasons prevent them from him being Holmes.
Words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson.
Alright.
In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Speckled band. Is this a case all about a snake? I don't know how I feel about that. January 9th, 6:37 a.m. on the board of the steamship Bureau. You love how they call Herlock in the later episodes?
So then, let us unravel
this. Is this Herlock? This is Sholmes?
Discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me.
Wait, no.
The cabin door was bolted.
No, that was our friend, wasn't it?
No marks.
I saw the color red.
In any way? This would appear to be a mystery.
No, he's dead. Yep.
In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message.
Oh man, it really is the me of the game.
With the ink from this upset bottle.
Well, that's sad. He was a cool dude.
A Russian word.
A Russian word.
So the victim was a Russian man then.
No.
And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was conscious.
No, it's upside down or backwards. The lettering.
This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written by someone.
Whoa, watch where you're pointing that thing. Hey, what? Is he like a detective or something? Forensics?
Prior to the incident.
Oh.
Himself, I would venture.
So he uses like modern technology and science.
What have we here?
Wait, what is that? X-ray vision? That's a little too advanced.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
Shh. That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Already? Okay.
What?
Modern technology.
This is murder.
This is murder.
From inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Okay.
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Wait, is that the inspector?
The only one in the world.
That looked like him.
Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
No, I heard of Sherlock Holmes though. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Our friend's dead. Sherlock Holmes is here. Herlock Sholmes is here. My head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. You didn't even notice he was in this cutscene? Are we going to London? Wait, I can't move. Oh my god, don't tell me we got accused for murder a second time. Come on. What are we, Maya? Ah, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now, Oh, never mind. I thought it was Herlock. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. We found you, and now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now, you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, hmm? No, no, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Is that her line? Isn't that... Oh, it's the girl. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato. Wait. What did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? He's dead. I'm really sad. Like, I mean, they were kind of throwing red flags at the end of the first case that something would probably happen to him. But man, why do you have to die? You pretend you don't know? You are a wolf in the sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Don't try to make excuses. Man, this sucks. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Man, I'm gonna find out who did this. How are they gonna kill him? Here in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you are doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. Aww. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Kiryu Kazuma? No, Kiryu is too strong to die. You should know this. How's it going, Ken? Answer me, please! This is screwed up. No. No! Not that Kazuma. Kazuma! It was just too short. It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? We won't get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. Oh, he was hiding in the luggage. I see. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Wow. You know, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but, you know, you karma got you good right there, dude. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great... Oh my god. That long to sail? I mean, I know they're coming from Japan, but geez, 50 days? I mean, I guess that checks out. That's less than 2 months, so never mind. I guess that makes sense. You never made it to Great Britain. Ah, man, it's so sad. You just woke up from the sleep that you're supposed to be sleeping longer because you work later. Oh no. How much later? Has he got that Ryu headband look? Because he's cool. He's so cool, but now he's dead. But if you can't confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Oh, but if you confine yourself. I can't read. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant, Mikatoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we've done, that would make her guilty by association. Oh, so you're trying to keep her safe. I got it. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about that time the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write "keep out" or something on this piece of paper? What? And that was already on the cabinet door, I see. Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Kid. Oh shoot, 2.5 to 3.5 hours? Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to fall asleep. I know I can't. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England. Together. We'd leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh. You said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend... You gotta love how they wrote in Japanese, right? I like that. No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. You understand Japanese? No, I don't. Sasato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Shane. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Life is Strange? I've seen the first one. The second... I've seen bits and pieces of the second one, but I can't really play them because they've been spoiled to me, for me. But the new one that's coming out, I probably will play that one. Okay, let's ask about Cosmo's death. How he died. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs, they think I did it. They think I'm Cosmo's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Nah, there's gonna be a secret entrance or something. Or maybe he was poisoned, just like the last guy. Before the Storm? Oh, okay, no, that one I don't know anything about. I forgot about Before the Storm. It's a wild ride. Or, to put it another way... No, there's, so they got 1 and 2 Before the Storm, and then there's, like, a new one coming out. I don't remember. They showed, like, a trailer for it earlier this year. A few months ago, I want to say. Or to put it another way, the corporate can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Her voice keeps changing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not good with female voices. Or do you have some other explanation? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Sasato-san, you have to tell me. True colors. Yeah, that sounds about right. The cause of death is still undetermined. You don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there was no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Alright, about the incident. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than I... Woman, I did not do it, okay? You kept changing voices all the time in episode 3. True Colors is the third one. And then Before the Storm's the prequel to Life is Strange 1, right? That's the like with Chloe and all that. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yeah, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. Oh, she's very loyal. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wondered. I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. This guy, like, I just realized, like, we have been literally in this room for 15 days straight. He must have some wicked cabin fever. Poor Yunosuke. The crewmen forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... Aww, so sad. Just, you know, the parallels between this and Phoenix Wright 1 are just insane. Like, second case, our mentor friend is dead. We're accused of the crime. I dropped my remote. Oh shoot, I hit the microphone. Oh, I'm so close to the microphone. I'm sorry for that. I'm sure there was some loud bangs right there. Sorry about that. You know, and on top of that, the dead body had wrote something in blood. Okay. This is too much like the first game. There was Kazuma-san, collapsed on the floor. Like, how do you have Life is Strange without Chloe and Mac? Did you play 2? The one where it's like about the brothers? He's been stuck in the wardrobe most of... Oh my god! That's right, so he's not even just in the cabin. He's been in that wardrobe. All I'm gonna say, this guy must be good at not having, what's that phobia called? Why do I always go blank on stream? Like, my mind goes blank and I can never think of words when I'm live. What is it? Claustrophobia. Glad he doesn't have that, or I hope he doesn't have that. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. You probably like passed out from like lack of air. You're suffocating in there. No, you play as his ancestor. You heard his butt, so you never played it. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now, I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Oh, so now... Oh, never mind. They were yellow first, I guess. I thought it was like, oh, her asking me, but they turned to white after. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Happy to see me? I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? He knew. No! That would have been impossible, obviously. Oh? Yes, of course. Is it me? Or, Jigsaw, is she doing like similar posing that Maya does? The shocked especially, but like, doesn't Maya do something similar to this pose? That's just interesting. It's clever. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. You enjoyed 2 more than 1? Stage fright. Exactly, that's what I get. The Phoenix Wright series confuses you? Have you like ever seen them or played them in order? I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why do you have such extreme lifts to smuggle me to England with you? You give me the silent treatment, dude. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself? Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, a center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... What? What is he thinking? Also, his theme is good. His theme is freaking good, and now we're never gonna hear it after this because he's dead. Then what? Nothing. Forget it. you did notice people doing similar poses. Oh, what did you think, by the way? Like at the first case, in the first trial, whenever like he does like little like tippy taps, and he's just saying like I forgot what he said, and then like throughout the trial he kind of started like slamming, pointing, and yelling objection. I thought that was good, like cool, like little development there. You've seen some of it, but you've never seen a casement solved, never played it. Oh, it's definitely different if you get to play it or like watch like a full playthrough of it.
Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system.
I think I'm gonna give her that voice. I think going too high just doesn't fit her character. I don't know.
Perhaps he thought he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then, it was darker than I've ever seen it before. He just faked his death and became Ryu. He wanted to join the Street Fighter League.
Sasato-san?
I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you, my stowing away on the ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
Wow. I shipped them. I ship her and Kazuma. They think alike. Well, no, maybe it's gonna change. Maybe I'll start shipping her with Ryunosuke. That's exactly right, yeah. Word perfect, in fact. That's a bit scary. Him doing the small slaps and then boom, all of a sudden a legit slam on the bench. Oh, it was so good. I like too, like, whenever he would do that, he would kind of like look like, wait, that wasn't loud.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got my... Good lord! I'm just imagining this guy's back must be messed up by now. If he's been sleeping in the wardrobe for 15 nights. Jeez. Cosmo couldn't even let him sleep under the bed or something? My lord. Or, like, oh, just lock your door, let him sleep on the floor, for crying out loud. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yeah.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed.
But we don't know how he died. Probably was like a silent death, maybe. Raising his hands up, he wants to... Oh, yeah, when he does this. Yeah, that's funny, too. You do actually kind of ship Susato and Ryunosuke now. I'm sure as the series, as I see like this, like throughout the series, like I will definitely be on the same boat with that. I'll be on that ship too, wanting it to set sail. I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. I'm gonna go ahead and theorize now that Ryunosuke was knocked out. Either by the killer or by Cosmo. Maybe Cosmo didn't want him to be awake at the time. And he knocked him out. That's why his head is throbbing. Calling it now. It's gotta be Cosmo, because like they would want you to think it's the killer. Cosmo did it.
Really?
Also, in a weird way, this is also kind of reminding me of Phoenix Wright Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. In the first case on that, it took place on a ship, and like somebody got knocked on the head. So it's kind of like that now. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Chisato-san, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you, but the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh. I like how it's not chalk, that it looks like pieces of tape. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this.
Don't try and go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. but Cosmo was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Cosmo's life, and how and why they did it. So, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hiya! Oh, she did that. My bad. Oh, okay. What the?
That was a Susato takedown!
Susato what? What martial art form is that? Oh, she's scary. Don't mess with her.
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
Ah, I see. You stupid kid. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. Sato takedown! I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. The pin. It's the paper seal, but I want to see what happens if I show the pin. Oh. Wrong button.
Yes!
Yes! Alright then, how about this?
You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that!
Oh! Oh, she's threatening us. I better try to come up with something more convincing. Otherwise, I get the feeling she'll throw me on the floor all over again. Alright. That was funny though.
The way you're looking at me, I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough.
No. It was definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not okay. I like how he's like just on the ground this whole time while talking. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Cosmo always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. Okay, but like, it's a private room at night. There should be nobody walking in there. It should be locked. I'm just saying. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Ah, yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled the sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. That's some solid evidence. I wonder like how they're gonna spin this around to make it seem like it was still possible for me to kill someone.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor,
they're gonna be like, oh, you had a piece of rope that you pulled the note on through the cracks of the wardrobe.
I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Sato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Yeah, that might help.
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh.
I shall be watching you to make sure you don't do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Here we go. Oh, converse. Okay. This looks very weird. I'm used to playing on 2DSs or I mean, a regular DS, the 3DS. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this being here. I'm used to there being a bottom screen. All right, let's present the badge though. Oops. The collar pin, my bad, not the badge. Susato-san, about this.
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. But we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues.
She looks serious. Really quite deadly serious. Imagine if it was Susato, if she was the killer. What happens if we try to move? I'm in handcuffs and under house arrest by the crew, not to mention Susato-san's constant glares. I think it's fair to say that I'm stuck in this cabin, for the time being at least. I should focus on investigating in here to see what I can find out. Alright. Whoa, hello there! Were you just eavesdropping this whole time? Well, okay, what is this? What is this, like, thing that looks like an arm with a chef's hat? That's dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here?
Like I'm a savage? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Wow, he's a picky eater. Who doesn't like chicken? Come on. Unless you're a vegetarian. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly?
No! Not an empty belly! Oh, that's the worst way to die. Starving.
It's just too horrible.
Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Oh gosh.
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly.
Oh yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san?
We're gonna be able to like look around like left and like different corners or angles, I mean. Yeah, okay.
But sure you're careful to look all around using the D-pad, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yes, let's do that. Suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. I guess you could say, guys, he was narrow-minded. Alright, let's talk to the sailor. Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how's it going? The investigation, I mean. Oh, you don't want to know about his day? Look, he's sad now. He thought you were talking about his day. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Oh gosh. Nay, of course not. Now, back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. I'm here for the Russian accent. Look, I'm sorry if it's terrible. Psychoblot? What's that? What is it? Is that Russian for something?
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword.
He never went anywhere without it. Guys, I solved it. What if we hit some rough waves, right? And Kazuma-sama accidentally stabbed himself with the sword. That's why it was a locked room mystery. That would be pathetic if that's how he died.
He never went anywhere without it.
Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. It's... oh gosh darn it, and you're making me like say it. Curse you, kid. Curse you for trying to get me to curse. Alright. Can we look at the picture? I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Alright, this is like his scroll or something. Seigi? The Japanese word for justice. The brushstrokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing you drew them so thoughtfully?
Oh, who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on this ship?
Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. She's got something to say. Okay. Something happened near this table.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
This is strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
Okay, can you think of other possibilities besides me being the killer? No, no, no! Alright. How do I look left and right? Oh, look around. D-pad, duh. Oh, okay, so I can't look to the right anymore. Got it. Okay. So we search that. I don't know if this will, like, give us anything. Okay. What's this? These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Bureau.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Not pets! Well then, Cosmo is a criminal then. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh my god, is she gonna say something like, are you a pet?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Pet, oh my gosh. Bark, bark, I'm a dog.
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here.
Books have all fallen over on the shelf, look. They're all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. Everything mown down at once.
I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
Well, he left a mess, that's all I'm saying. I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps... It was you, Naruhado-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Do the way things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case? I wonder. Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see him. Dude, you can't tamper with the crime scene. Oh. Something's probably different about it. I mean, okay. What's with this, like, brown smear? Is that blood? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Kinda looks like a bell or something. I don't know. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two.
The glass has such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Nasuke fastener from a kimono outfit.
I'm sure that sounds like Kazuma. He would have secretly carried a cute little trinket like that around with him, would he?
And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has sort of a brick-like hue.
See, I don't know if that's dried blood or not, it might be. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Maybe he did have an external wound, or the killer got attacked by him. Also, do I need to... Okay, I don't need to examine the knife. Alright, let's examine the outline. Did Cosmo write that before he died? Oh, I was examining the ink smear, okay, or writing. Looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor.
And I suppose he wrote this message by dripping his finger in the spillage? Poor Kazuma-san. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhado-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Well, they said it earlier that maybe it's Russian. I don't know. Or it could be backwards. I do want to go back and take a look at it.
This is where dear Kazuma-san must have sat whenever he was writing.
Alright, it's even a mess here. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination.
Looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Hi-ya!
Oh, not again.
That's out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Just like, too bad. Alright, I won't read it.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Okay. Now we can look. Wait. Let me examine. No, I don't think any of that's important. Alright, what's the. What about the vent right here? The imposter vent it. He killed Kazuma and vent it.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, that's what it is. Looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it would be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that?
I suppose. Maybe that's it. Whoa, hello there! Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
You noticed the man too, have you? I mean, she's looking right at him.
No idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall.
Suspiciously tall.
Naruhito-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Oh, please do.
Okay, but first I want to examine this. Whatever the heck this is.
This is... yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book when I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical. It's him! Shall we give it a little try?
Yes! In the interest of cultural research, obviously.
Oh no. I swear if a doll comes, I'm gonna be excited. Like a little puppy.
I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
Oh, that's sad. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone's busy, that's all. I mean, also, someone got murdered in here, they're investigating. Maybe they're told not to come look at a room. Alright, let's look at the wardrobe and then we'll talk with him.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you ever been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhito-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh? No, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yeah, I did basically have to live in that wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not. Alright, well we're gonna talk to Mr. Hermlock Sholmes. I'm not trying to say Sherlock on purpose. I just want to instinctively say it. But we're gonna do that after we take a quick little break. Okay, Mr. Sherlock, what is going on here? Hermlock, I mean. Whatever. Excuse me. It looks so goofy. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh, this is a critical point of my investigation. I don't know what voice to give him, guys. I'm not good with British accents. Maybe I should leave him alone? He seems a little unfriendly.
Yeah, perhaps that would be for the best.
What's up, kid? Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! Oh, what exactly were you doing on Cosmo's desk just now? Are you x-raying me right now? I'm gonna ask you to stop that, please. I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Looks like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes. Everything is clear now. I don't know if this is a good enough voice. You just gave a weird British accent. I can't do British accents, though! The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. Is that okay? Is that good? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. That's not even a British accent. I don't even know. I don't even. Oh man. Dang, that sounds terrible. And he did that. Wow. Poor guy. Dang. Oh man. Sorry? What? And now, while switching toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well that's true at least. I like it. Oh. But how? I don't even know. How the deuce did I know that? Perhaps. It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
You perhaps managed to deduce out anything else?
But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. Okay, yeah, but you're not right about any of that. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. Yeah, you're wrong. And when the beer-ribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Elementary, my dear Watson. This is the voice we're going with. This is the voice we're going with. It may not be very British, but it does sound very Hermlock. To lift a lot, but he looked away not a good sense either. I mean, some people are like that, just the way they're built. They could be like strong, but still like very big and obese. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Oh, look at this guy's posing. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? Yep, maybe the sailor, because he's actually Russian. I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Cosmo.
Oh my god, do you believe that? Do I look Russian? I'm Japanese! What?
And you're plotting a revolution too. It's shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked.
No, listen, there's no way oh, come on. That was not fair. I get, like, attacking me because I try to touch his diary, but why now?
Now, explain yourself. Tell me everything.
This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
How could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes! I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously.
Oh, forgive me.
And as for you, what kind of deduction... what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. So is he, like, just terrible at being a detective, maybe? Ah, but was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. Ha! There, you have it, you see. What do you make of that? Well, to be honest... Was the ratio? I see. The ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. Well, this is one of those not situations. Ha! I don't think you've introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. This guy's crazy. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes.
So, it's really you? The actual Sherlock Holmes?
The very same, the imitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susoto-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruhodo-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then?
You must ask him what he's deduced. You'll have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Alright, but first, let me present to you my university pin. That's not the right button. I'm not used to the X button being present. I'm used to just presenting with A. Mr. Sholmes, what do you make of this? Shh, quiet. When I'm ruminating in the course of my deductions, nothing must disturb my mind. Oh, so sorry. She's a Sholmes fan? Ah, an Indian curry
What?
I am literally speechless right now. I'm speechless. I showed this man a pin, a collar pin, and he thinks it's an Indian dish? What? What? Okay. Okay. You always click the wrong button too. It's so weird, right? Oh. At least he's cute. Oh, looks is all he's got going for him. My goodness. This guy needs help. What's he ruminating about? The lunch menu? Oh, he was just thinking. Oh, okay. Okay, he wasn't claiming that I had an Indian dish in front of him. He was just thinking about Indian food. Okay, never mind. I kind of jumped the gun there. That's my bad. Great detective, but still. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Oh, man. Cosmo, I feel like, or not Cosmo, Ryunosuke, I feel like you kind of did that on purpose. Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see, you're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Holmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Ah, yes. Sorry. Yes, Sherlock. Oh, I think of Clavier. I really do. And just him calling Apollo her forehead.
Oh yes, Rant's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially.
Oh yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you read so many of your own stories, you start to think you really are a detective? Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest deducting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? That was the guy that was murdered in the first case. I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really, I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Some of his movements remind you of Clavier. I can see it. Well, at least whatever he's doing, like the posing right there. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form.
Science?
Really? The astute observer noticed even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from the data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Herlock Sholmes. You can't even get your own name right. Alright, talk about Cosmo's death. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Hey, you got his name right that time. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these now because of him.
I became anxious about Cosmo-sama this morning. I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself along their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Herlock Sholmes was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? Two facts, you say? Two facts. Oh, okay, hang on. Or are you just investigating? Yeah, I want to know what were you doing hanging on the edge of the desk like that? Before we start talking, you were examining Cosmo's desk, weren't you? Cosmo? Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Cosmo was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Namely, Susato. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese, or smattering. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Are you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? Probably not, because she respects him.
I'm sorry, Nohara-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. Maybe he doesn't know all of it, though. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Ah! But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. She would never throw her luck. So what was all that about showing off about before then?
If you'd be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Schultz.
I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
Final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. That wasn't a bird, I would assume.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of a speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before.
I mean, earlier it looked like a snake. What if he suffered from a snake bite? The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. It's the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary's been entered into the courtroom. There we go, we're finally getting some evidence. And now she's okay with it. Yeah, she's a hypocrite. And she's just doing it for her luck. She's simping for him. 2 facts. Mr. Sholmes, tell us please. What 2 facts are apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Ah, yes. But first, let's be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follow. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. Okay, what could that be? I'm looking at it like if it was upside down, it could be a G, O, D. Well, that wouldn't be an E anymore. That would be like a 3. Or it's like a triangle, but it could be the letter A, then another D. Maybe the last letters of, or the second to last letters of a V, or a Y. Because look, there's like a smear right under it, and then an L. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like jumping the gun on that one. What is the Russian word? That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Do you really think that Kazuma-san could have left a dying message in Russian?
It looks funny when you type it out. In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, he said? Was he? Initially, I considered Garderob may be the name of the killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps? Robert Gard. Maybe just the word guard at the end makes me think of Madden Guard. But never mind. In the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least.
Well, you were found, Mr. Naruhito-san, sleeping soundly.
Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim, in other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outline is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Dude, you are far from correct. I'm just saying. Oh, gee, Madam Guard. Funny, Garderob is the word for wardrobe in Swedish. Really? Are you serious? Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Because, like, he's already wrong about thinking we're Russian. So maybe he was like, yep, that word is Russian, but it's actually Swedish. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. Is everyone Russian now? Guys, did you know you're Russian and I'm Russian? Kid said he's Swedish, but that's actually another word for Russian.
Are school uniforms of the traditional dress of the Russian people?
Why are you so gullible, girl? What the heck? She's just going on because it's Sherlock or Herlock, my bad. Gosh darn it, I need a counter for every time I accidentally say Sherlock. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I need some water, 1 second. My throat. It's already happening. Took a photograph of the victim and the message that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhata? Oh, yeah, thank you. Photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned before... you mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that? Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Do you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Do you think... You're saying something coheel. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian? Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean? Ah, the now famously acute, accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part? Why 16? Like, where's he getting that number from? Where's he pulling that from? Ah yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Oh, hello. Revolutionary violent Bolshevik flees Russian via Shanghai. Are you saying that's me? That does not even look like a Ryunosuke. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma a Russian? It sounded like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Violent Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man! Just look at his face! Sholmes sucks. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. All I'm saying is if this guy's like the detective of the game, Gumshoe is heck of a more reliable person than he is. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and thus he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder. What about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Yeah, what about that? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of survisive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Wow, I butchered that sentence. Or even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Here, take the paper for yourself. That's a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Oh, okay, so you're just trying to give it to us to recycle. I see. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read. Alright, maybe we can get the sailor to help us then. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Okay, we'll do that. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being, at least. Okay, hang on. Let's take a look at the court record. Let's go ahead and look at all this evidence that we got. Cosimo's diary, a diary Cosimo was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry he made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. Let's examine that. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Okay. Crime scene photograph. The Russian word for wardrobe is purple and for wardrobe in purple ink. It would appear to have been written in the victim's final moments. You got any bats in the cave, Cosmo? Let's take a look. Okay. I don't see anything of interest. What's this over here? Oh no, that's just this little shoulder band thing or whatever, armband. Okay, an article about revolutionary. An article on the front page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, Revolutionary Violent Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Okay, I can look at it.
I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page... I don't trust this guy to translate one bit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, Revolutionary Violent Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yeah, she told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell just the beard.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? You have a point. Well, the solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes.
Let's take a look at the hello. She's pretty. This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Naruhito-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, nor can I. Look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? What if this is that English lady from the first case? I don't remember her name, I forgot her name. I mean, we never saw her face, technically. I know, I'm really jumping the gun on this one.
She is very pretty, isn't she? Suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. I don't know. I mean, she probably is Russian, though, if all the paper is from Russia. I'm glad you noticed this article. Ah. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. But she was British, right? Yeah, that's like I said. I was jumping the gun on that, not even thinking that she has to be Russian. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During You know, I forgot about this. And talking about that English lady, Shanghai is of relevance. And not just right now. Because I remember at the end of the first case, the killer went to Shanghai. She did it. She's the reason this lady disappeared. She may not be this lady, but I'm sure she kidnapped this lady, or she's gonna pose as this lady at one point. I don't know. She is, of course, a talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? It appeared the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles?
I have no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
Sato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. Uh-oh. The tiara is the property of Novovish Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Wait, does she care about the lady disappearing, or does she only care about the tiara missing? Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover. The company is both anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They request an international assistance at all ports with sailing to Great Britain.
Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhito.
Article about the ballerina has been entered into the court record. Okay. And what about this? Can't find anything out of place. Okay. So I guess that's it for now. But let's take a look at this now. Haha! The eye sees all. An article on the back page of a Russian newspaper, the headline read. Okay, no, we already know this.
Do you have somewhere to go?
As it appears, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. And if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, is he gonna throw up?
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? Simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as a culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too.
Has he got like amnesia or something? You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not really. So what? Were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Ha 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 ha! Oh gosh, this guy's all over the place. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. The sense of humor is as twisted as his name.
Naruhito-san, what were you just standing there for?
Huh?
I was going to investigate the cabin next door as well.
He just said I can't go. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? Hiya! She just... What did I even do that time? This guy's definitely the killer.
After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moment struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just going to roll over and accept your fate?
As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. She's crazy. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door.
Good idea.
Situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprit to justice. Oh, jeez. Alright, hang on. I gotta know real quick. How old is he? How old are we? Oh, no, that's not we. That's not us. Yeah, he's 23, she's 16. Oh, he's 34. There's not a person in the world who hasn't heard of the famous great detective. Not a person except me, apparently. Alright. What about the actual, like, luggage?
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me. Probably a lot of bad memories, huh?
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes. I see it says "this way up" in Japanese.
Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over. Then I was tossed on the floor in here. Poor dude.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Never let her live that one down. Anything about the bed? Okay. The vent. Did that. I think the chair. The light. What about the horn? Maybe we heard the whistling from this. Never mind. Where did the ink? Let's see if we could talk to this guy. Oh, the door itself. We didn't examine the door.
When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open.
It would be wiser to write it in English. You're not wrong. I mean, they're only gonna... Like, it's not even like the crew is Japanese either. And they definitely would probably read English. This bolt has been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt, and not particularly sturdy. It just slides across to secure the door shut. Still, with the door bolted, there'd be no way to get in and out the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. She glares at me like that. I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used the needle and a thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Oh. She just pulled that out of her kimono.
Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. The door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
Oh, why are you giving me a dirty look? When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Oh, hello. It's the inspector. Oh, look over there.
The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he?
That's what I thought.
Why don't we try talking to him?
So he's like undercover now as a crewman? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again, but I suppose I could try. Hello. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. Can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. You better not cough up blood anywhere, especially at the crime scene, sir.
Oh yeah, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, what can I do for you? Hello. I recognize that face, but it can't be. Oh, still got that nasty cold, huh?
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Please. Did you not consult a doctor before you got on the boat, sir? Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
Nearly stopped, I hope.
I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. Never expected to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Please cover your cloak. Clean that up first. Right. Inspector, can I show you this? What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge? I'm not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but... So, you're a genuine student then. Sorry? Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you were trying to say? Can I have my badge back, please? Dude. This guy's just gonna think we're a show-off. Alright, special orders. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
No, can't tell us, can you? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. Oh, did her dad... Yeah. It was the Minister of Justice, Gyoku, who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Well, you did a good job at that, let me just tell you! Assassinated? How could that even have been a possibility? I'm not sure. But these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Mr. Jikoku said we should be prepared for all... Is that her dad? I don't remember. No, I don't think that's her dad. Never mind. We should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-san was assassinated?
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Well, I think that would have been the best action, honestly. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning into night, every day. So, did he know I was here? But I never imagined it would happen here inside his own cabin. Not here on the first class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize.
Inspector.
So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. Permission to investigate. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer. Of course not.
We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door.
Yeah, so we need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. What? It's probably like the captain of the ship probably has orders to like tell him to force him to stay in here. You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you move to even touch the handle of the cabin door, that stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Oh god. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. I think I'm a murderer as well. Yeah, I'm sure being a stowaway is probably already like a red flag to them. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. Wait, what?
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how. But we do have something.
There may be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you try to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhito-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Evidence?
It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yeah. I think I might know what we can use. See if I can present the detective with the evidence he needs to persuade the captain. I'm gonna assume that... Oops. Hang on, get out of that. So we need to present... this. I'm assuming the diary. What's that? It's Kazuma-san's diary.
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange? In what way?
He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band. That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. What I'd like to know is... Don't tell me, the ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
That ventilator clearly joins the next door cabin. That's right, so if we can investigate in there, we might be able to work out what that speckled band was. Alright then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. Yeah, well you did a terrible job at that because we already tampered with that bookcase behind you. I have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But, what about the captain? Are you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just like moving, we can leave this cabin at last.
Move. Alright. Let's see what we can find out. Bum, 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 ba-da, do, 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 do. Save. Oops. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, there we go.